Hey guys, Chris here, and welcome to the 10 to 80% charging time and charging speed test, where we put the manufacturer's claimed charging speed to the test. And BYD claimed that this Tang electric has a peak charging speed of 110 kilowatts. So that's what we're going to find out in today's video. We're also going to find out, maybe even more importantly, the time it takes to go from 10 to 80% state of charge in minutes, and also the average speed you get from 10 to 80% in kilowatts, in kilometers per hour, kilometers per minute, and miles per hour. At the very end of the video, there will be a chart where we're going to compare this car to all the other EVs we have done this test with. So yeah, today we're measuring all of the different speeds that are relevant to charging. And people may be wondering, why 10 to 80% state of charge? Well, in my opinion, that is the usage of the battery in the real world while taking an EV out on a road trip. So most EVs charge slow above 70, 80, or 90%. Very few EVs, if any, charge fast to 100%. So out on the road, when you want to be on your way as quickly as possible, charging to more than 80% most of the time makes little sense. So that's why this test is from 10 to 80%. And also, most people don't want to go below 10%, because some EVs like this, you'll get quite a bit of power loss at a low percentage in the battery, meaning you won't be able to go at a normal speed, if you're out on the motorway or climbing a mountain or something like that. So 70 to 80% is usually your real world usage of a battery. So that's why this test is, well, between 10 and 80%. So we also can compare it fairly to other EVs on the market. And guys, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm Chris. I have this channel dedicated to testing EVs. I do charging tests like this video. I do range tests. I drive EVs to Italy, to Germany. I drive them across the continent to show you guys how easy or hard it is to take an electric car out, well, driving on the real world. The last, long trip I did was actually a Tesla Model Y to Germany and then back again to Norway. Link to that video in the description box down below. And also a huge thanks to the sponsor of this video, which is BKK Bilkraft, which are the providers of the chargers we are doing this test at. So they have an awesome app that lets you see the charging curve, the charging speed, the juice that has been pumped into the battery, as well as the cost. You can get all of those metrics out of the app, and that's what we're going to use for generating a charging curve in this video. So before I had them as a sponsor doing this test, I would have to plot it out manually. I don't have to do that anymore. That is a luxury, saves me a lot of time. So thank you so much, BKK Bilkraft, for, well, sponsoring this video. And also, lastly, relevant information is that, yeah, it's around, was it like 6 or 7 degrees Celsius today? Very cold conditions. So the battery is not up to, its normal operating temperature. So what I've done, I've been driving this car for 2 or 3 hours prior on the motorway and city driving to generate some heat into the battery, because a warmer battery means faster charging. So now with winter nearing, we will be seeing those slow charging speeds. So for this, again, test to be as fair as possible, comparing it to other cars, I'm driving these cars, a few hours on the road to get some heat into the battery. So guys, we're now just going to charge here to 80%. I'll catch up with you guys after the charging session. We'll take a look at the actual charging session. We'll take a look at the charging curve and see how this car compares to its competitors.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the
Okay, you guys have now seen the actual charging session play out, sped up of course, but yeah, not very exciting because this has one of the flattest charging curves of any car I have ever tested. It's basically almost flat all the way through from 10 to 80%. We have a dip at around 63%, but that dip has been bigger, or maybe the top speed, the gap has been bigger earlier because I've gotten more speed out of this car, well, earlier in the week. So I don't know, maybe it's because of the cold temperatures outside, maybe it's because I haven't been driving it at motorway speed for hours on end, but I have been driving this car for like 2.5 hours on normal roads and through some traffic. So I don't know, something is going on here. Is the battery sensitive to, well, temperature? This has a lithium iron phosphate battery. This is BYD's battery technology called Blade. So it should be a good battery, but what we've seen with these lithium iron phosphate batteries is that they are also more sensitive to temperature. That is very exciting, very interesting, because the tests I have done, well, earlier have been with much milder temperatures. So is it because the temperature is cold? I really don't know. But as you guys can see from the charging curve, it is super flat. So before we end this video, let's hop into the actual chart, as you guys can see down below. And it's not the best. Actually, I couldn't find any car that was worse than this from the videos because I don't have access to the actual Excel sheet, here testing cars. So you guys can see that, and if it's not the worst, it's pretty darn low at the bottom, 390 kilometers per hour. So there are a few factors there. So if we look at the actual average charging speed, which is 84 kilowatts, is not too bad. I mean, this is on par with a lot of the Germans, but because this is a large car, because it has much shorter range than most, that average charging speed in kilometers per hour is very, very low. So if this car had faster charging or more range, well, it would climb and be much higher on the list. But from where I can see, this is at the bottom of all the cars we have ever tested, at least put into this charging chart, based on kilometers per hour. So that means on a long trip, and we have seen this, or going to see this in the Norwegian high-speed run, which I have filmed, but you guys haven't seen yet, yeah, because of scheduling, guys. This week is just chaos. If you saw you haven't seen it, my review, which I filmed earlier today, which is out in a few days. Yeah, this is totally clear. I digress, guys, I digress. But there is room for improvement here, and also this car can do better. So I want to test this car again when it is milder, do this charging test, because I have seen many times before 116 kilowatts as peak speed, and that up to 64%. Should shave some time off the charging speed, maybe get this up to like 450 kilometers per hour, but I don't think we're going to hit that 500 kilometer per hour mark. But this being such a large battery, there's also room for improving the charging speed. If this would do like, I don't know, 150 at least to like 50 or 60%, that would massively improve the charging speed of this car in kilometers per hour. So that would be interesting if BYD can improve the battery charging on this car. We've seen that now from the MEB platform cars from Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda, and also the Mach-E platform car, the Mustang Mach-E, these charging improvements. So there is room for software updates, but I don't know, are they collecting data? What are they waiting for? I don't know, but as it sits now, one of the weakest points of this car here is its actual charging speed for long trips. I mean, while you're exceeding its range. If you're doing less than 400 kilometers an hour, or no kilometers, or you're doing less than 300 kilometers on the motorway, this is still plenty enough range. But it's for those extended trips where you have to charge multiple times, this car will fall behind the best on the list down below. So guys, let me know what you think about the BYD's charging curve and charging speed. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.